Welcome back to Oulton Park after the opening Bennetts British Superbike Championship race of the 2025 season. And taking third place for Motor Rapido Ducati Racing, it's Leon Haslam. Leon, you were here earlier when we were talking about qualifying and you were looking forward to the first race, although you said obviously we'd not done one this year, we weren't sure what the pace was going to be like. Brad obviously was sensational, but how happy do you feel to have been back on the podium in your first ride with Ducati in such a long time?
Yeah, obviously I've got to be happy with the podium. I had in the back of my mind just to finish the race, which, gather some information. Pace-wise, Brad was really, really fast. I probably just took it a little bit too easy the first few laps, and he'd already gone after 4 or 5 laps. So after that, me and Glenn had a good battle. Had a good battle with Ken and also with Kyle. So all in all, it was good. I think we learnt a lot from that race, and we brought it home, which was the objective.
And looking forward to tomorrow, we've obviously got the shorter sprint race and followed by the second feature race of the weekend. How do you feel the races will differ in those situations, given the different length of them?
Yeah, obviously the Yamahas are real competitive in the tighter, twistier chicane stuff. I feel real competitive on the fast flowing stuff. So it's a bit of a mixture. Some places I feel strong, others we need to make some improvements. Yeah, from my side of it, with a few things I do want to try and improve on. Especially in the early laps, it was the first time I'd raced with a fuel tank of fuel, so getting used to that and how the bike handles. But all in all, I think we learnt a lot, and we brought it home and we got a podium.
Congratulations, Leon.
Thank you.
And back on the podium for Hager PBM Ducati, it's Glenn Owen. Glenn, it's been a bit of a roller coaster day for you today, crashing qualifying, starting so far down the grid. You really had to pull it back in that race, and you said that's one of your best races of your career. Talk us through it, please.
Yeah, it was. It felt like a victory on an in-lap. I think it was fist pumping to the crowd, and really you only do that when you win. And obviously there was only one winner in this race, and it was Brad. Hats off, fantastic job. Came in and done the race I expected him to do. Considering the pace he's able to do, especially over one lap, and it broke the pack quite quick. My starting, nothing wasn't that good really. Everything I needed from my grid position didn't really happen. I think I had to pass Skinner, Swan, both the dial bikes, Bridewell, Kent, Stacey, Ride, Haslam, a lot of the guys. So good men to pass, but also where usually I would be confident to let the brake off. Today I just didn't feel quite like that. But now we have some good data for tomorrow. First chicane, we are quite strong, but wasn't so happy with the first touch of throttle there. I think we can improve. But honestly, when testing went so good and you arrive and all I think about is winning this championship. You guys know I'm a huge manifester, that's no secret. And you arrive yesterday and suddenly the bike's completely different. We had kind of like a fundamental problem. And you're on the back foot today and you're trying to redial in electronics. For some reason, everything changed. And I made a mistake in qualifying and I crashed and I had one chance to improve it and I ran off the track on the grass and then see my little brother lying in a heap and just abandoned the lap. So I have to, sometimes you have to be punished, and today, we got punished for mistakes, but we came out and gave this second place is purely for the team, and the confidence always remains, but we are very awoken for tomorrow. And we will take the fight to Brad, and we know his strategy here. And when you know someone's strategy, you can go and try to match them.
Thank you, Glenn, and congratulations. And taking an incredible first win in the 2025 Bennetts British Superbike Championship. On their return for Raceways Yamaha, it's Bradley Ray. Brad, we knew you had strong pace here, both from testing and from qualifying, but that race was simply sensational. You pulled the pin at the start. How hard was it to decide how hard to push that early in the race? And did you think you'd actually be able to hold on that pace till the end?
It's obviously great to get the win for myself and obviously Raceways and Steve and everyone in my corner. I didn't really have a plan to go into the race. I spoke to Shane and sort of said just get a good start, see what the opening laps, see what happens in the opening laps, and go from there basically. And I got an all right start and felt good straight away. Like the bike felt really good on the first lap off the start. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna go as hard as I can, because I knew that the tyre would last, because we've done enough in the practices and in testing to know that on lap 16, on lap 18 of the tyre, I can still do a respectable lap time, and that's without stopping and restarting again. So I knew I could hold off towards the end, and once you got a gap, it's good to manage towards the end. And I made a little mistake, maybe 4 or 5 laps to go, which let Glenn get a little bit closer. But I was just watching the pit board, doing my own race, trying to stay calm because obviously I haven't been in this position for a long time. But yeah, it was a long 18 laps with no one in front of you and just a pit board to look at every lap. But honestly, over the moon. It's been a good winter. Obviously, a lot has happened, but yeah, super happy to be back winning races, being competitive again. That's what I've missed, and being with such a great team and such a great person in Steve that it's all dedicated to him.
And obviously, like you touched on, it's been a couple of really tough seasons in the World Championship for you. How much have you had to change your mindset and everything to come back and be in this position to be back, like you say, fighting at the front again where we know you're capable?
Yeah, it's not been easy. Obviously, if you look on results in World Championship, they're not very good at all. But honestly, I feel like I've took a step from when I left in 22 coming back. I've learnt a lot in myself. I've learnt how to manage sessions and manage races. So that's only a positive to take into this season. Today showed that. A lot of people said to me, you're only fast for 1 lap, and which I am, but I've just backed it out with a race win. So yeah, there's a lot of work gone into this, and I'm just happy to be able to bring it home.
And Glenn touched on he was ready to take the fight to you tomorrow. How do you feel about that?
Well, we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day, but yeah, obviously everyone's got some data on tyres, on strategies. But that's the thing, you never know what can happen in a race. We just start the race, and if I feel good, I'll attack. If I don't, then we'll see where the race goes. But I'll definitely be putting up a fight, that's for sure.
Thank you, Brad, and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Cheers.